It's the Sumo Show, the weekly podcast that discusses everything that's going on in Japanese Grand Sumo. Whether you've been steeped in sumo lore since the Heisei era, like me, Stan, or you're a dedicated fan who wants to get deeper into what's happening on and off the dohyo, or you're brand new to the world of sumo and just want to learn what it's all about, like our friend Troy, no matter how much you know about the sport, the Sumo Show has something for you. So let's throw some purifying salt into the ring, do a few big Shiko foot stomps, and see what's new on this week's episode of the Sumo Show. So konnichiwa, everyone, and Okairi, welcome back to my co-host, Troy.
Bonsoir.
Bon. Konnichiwa.
So sorry for being late.
That's
You
all
know
right.
how these things go.
These things will happen.
Yeah.
And today they did.
Yes, yeah, they did. And, we're usually pretty good.
Yeah, that's because I'm a nervous Nelly and I start texting you half an hour ahead of time.
Yeah, that is true. Hold on one second. I'm listening.
I'm also starting to organize my desktop again because it's about to fill up with stuff. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! Yeah, it's the Nagoya Basho, days 4 to 6. That's what we're going to talk about today. And
now you sent me a rather cryptic text that said,
ooh.
Just wait until you see the results.
Yeah, I sent you clickbait with nothing to click to.
Right. That's what I was just gonna say. What gives?
That's why I phrased it that way. I knew that was clickbait where you had no chance to possibly click on
it. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
You're good at it. Yeah. So, I mean, are you suggesting that towards the end of the program we might be seeing some exciting results?
At the end of the program, we're going to look at how things are going in our fantasy Oyakata game, and as I said to you, you are going to be very interested. It's a very interesting state of affairs in the fantasy Oyakata game.
Okay. All right. Color me intrigued.
That was my intention.
Well, it worked.
And I try to color within the lines.
Yes.
So let's dive into it, shall we? Because as we saw, I guess this is only the second time we're doing this. It's worth it to stop and say, okay, because of all the problems we had in the previous or following the previous Basho, we are not showing video live in our stream. However, I have created a Google Doc that I shared on the Facebook group, which gives a link to the videos we're going to be looking at and time signatures for the matches we're going to be looking at, so that you can watch along with us out there while we're talking about this. And so that's how this is going to work.
Nice.
Right.
And now, did we drop that link? We said it's on Facebook, and did we drop it in chat?
I did not drop it in chat.
We are also live on Facebook now.
Yes, that's good. It's good.
Yes.
That's good. So if I go here, where do I want to go? I want to go here.
Sure.
And I want to do this.
Oh, not there.
Yeah, no, I want to do that. Totally want to do that.
All right.
And then I come back here. I can drop it in the chat here. The Google Doc. There it is. And you should be able to view my 2024 Nagoya Basho clips document that I use. This is basically it's what I used to use to set up for myself all the time, but now I've included the links into each day and sharing it with you guys. So
yeah, we're doing it just a little different.
We're doing it so that we don't get copyright strikes.
It's legal. Bluntly.
Yes, what fun. So it's requires just a little bit more active participation on your part. Though,
Right.
I mean, really, you could treat this like a radio show and just listen to us, and not.
Many of our friends do. Uh,
Yeah,
they do just that very thing,
right.
which
I
is
think
great.
they find our voices soothing.
I
It's
know that they
a
find
little
yours
crazy to
soothing.
me, but I hear that's true.
All right, date 4 links. Good stuff. This first match looks a little.
All right, so we're going to. Why don't you put on screen my the thing I shared?
Yes, that would be this
Here we
thing.
go. These are the standings that as they were when we left at the end of day 3 last time. We're down to just 5 undefeated Rikishi already on day 4, and weirdly, there's one from each of the groups in our Yokozuna game, our Oyakata game. So,
Interesting.
so we've got in the champion level, Teruno Fuji, our Yokozuna, is undefeated. In the Sanyaku level, Kirishima, who is coming back, he's now a Sekiwake because he had 2 Makekoshis in a row, got demoted out of his Ozeki rank, but in this tournament, if he can get 10 wins, then he will get promoted right back up to Ozeki. And the 3-0 start is a great start, but it's start. He's got to get 7 more wins here with 11 days left. And if he does that, he'll get promoted back to Ozeki. And if he doesn't, well, then he's Sekiwaki or whatever rank he earns. And if he wants to become an Ozeki again, he's got to win 33 matches over the course of 3 tournaments, just like everyone else. In the upper Maegashira, we got Shonan Nomi, and he just barely is in that. He's Maegashira 5, right? The upper Maegashira is Maegashira 1 to 5. So none of the other either people in Maegashira 1, 2, 3, or 4 are undefeated. And then we drop all the way down to
Wild.
Maegashira 9 at Oshoma, and down in the lower part, former Ozeki, who's coming back from injury and suspension and injury again, is Asanoyama, who we've been saying is in a pretty fine position down there, being relatively healthy and of Sanyaku level skill, and that he has a pretty good shot at running up a good score, particularly in week 1. Other interesting things to note: our 2 of our 3 Ozeki, there are 2-1. They lost on day 1, and then they both won after Hoshoryu and Kotozakura. Takakeisho lost day 1 and day 2, and only got his first win there on day 3. He is Kadoban this tournament, which means that he was Makekoshi. He had a losing record last time. And if he is Makekoshi again this tournament, he will get demoted just the way Kirishima has. So he's got to get 8 wins. And 1 and 2 is not a good start. But as we often say, it's early part of the tournament. No panic. There's plenty of time. But he needs to get a good 5 wins in week 1. In order to have a good shot at it, because his week 2, he's going to be fighting all the tougher guys, and if he's struggling here in this part of the tournament, he's going to struggle even more then.
Got it.
Who else of interest do we got here? Below Takakeisho, Abi and Onosato are Sekiwake. Onosato, who won the tournament last time, is starting off having the troubles we kind of predicted he might, as people are these upper rankers are beginning to figure him out, and he can't just do
push his way through. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
People are finding strategies, and he's facing people who have the skills to implement those strategies. Let's be clear: just because you have a strategy against him, he's good enough that's not enough. You've got to be able to enforce your will.
Right.
But he's fighting the people who do.
And he's also he's learning right now, right? I mean,
Yeah,
like this
yeah, yeah.
is so he
This
he
is
can.
only his 8th tournament in professional sumo.
That's
So
wild. Yeah. So he's probably taking this time to
yeah,
course correct and
right.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you often ask about these guys who come up and what happens when they hit the ceiling.
Yeah,
You
yeah, it's
watch. This is
fascinating.
this is it in real time, right? He came screaming up, and he is at his ceiling is pretty much to the absolute, close to the absolute ceiling, but he's hit it,
Yeah, yeah.
and now he's got to adjust
So
and
it's
learn some stuff.
fascinating to see he's so good at sumo and so good at doing what he's doing, and now he can. Now you get to watch him develop in the middle of his career, like to the next level of sumo coming
Yeah,
out of him. That's
yeah.
kind of fascinating, I think.
So that's where things are sitting right now as we get ready to look at today's matches. So we'll go over here. Again, I'm trying to set my screen up so I can look at what I want. Our first match on day 4, we've got the 5 leaders. We're going to look at what they did. And our first one is Ichi Yamamoto versus Asanoyama. And I have a little mark there that says injury. Normally I don't like to do spoilers, but some people don't like to look at things where someone's going to get hurt and you're going to see them get hurt.
Right, right.
Uh,
Yeah, and so if you just head on into that document, you click on that day 4 link, you want to make sure you're paused.
Yes, pause. Once it pops up, hit pause. And once it's paused, then scroll forward to 2 minutes and 50 seconds.
All right. Hey, fancy Gyoji. I like this. Everyone's kind of a little minty today.
Here's a kind of a minty green shamrock shake
Kind of
match.
experience. Yeah, yeah.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Let's hit it.
Boom. Oh.
Come in.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, Asanoyama had a pretty good tachi. He tries to stand up here and he can't. They've got to take him out on a stretcher. Now pause there. If you don't want to watch it, they're going to show a replay. They're going to show you.
Yeah, in kind of a slow emotion. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, they don't. Oh, I must have been watching something else. All right.
Okay.
So you don't have to go back and rewatch it. I'm going to, because I've seen it 18 times already. He comes in pretty good tachi. Not great, but he seemed to be in a position where he was going to dig back against a Tawada, and I think he was getting ready to throw Ichi Yamamoto. But oh man, yeah. So turns out that he tore his ACL, and he is out for at least 6 months.
Son of a gun! What a bummer.
Yeah, he's going to be slapped back down into the lower division. He's going to fall all the way through Juryo into the 3rd division, probably all the way through the 3rd division to somewhere around the 4th division, provided everything goes smoothly and he's back in 6 months.
Yeah,
he can start fighting again in 6 months, and that's not necessarily a given. Almost certainly, it's going to require some surgery. Apparently, he could hear a pop. And that torn ACL means surgery. So
yeah.
Very, very sad to say. Asanoyama no longer among the leaders, no longer among those fighting, and we wish him well in his recovery. This, of course, affects me a lot because he was on my team.
Oh shoot!
So. It's much worse for him than it is for me. But I'll tell you what that means is, well, we'll see at the end of this episode what that means.
Okay, listen.
But I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna get no more wins out of him than the 3 he got in that. So that's an entire slot. I need everyone else to overperform.
Yeah.
Well, and even then, I think that someone else is going to be getting our U show this time, which is great. But you always want to be competitive.
That's right. Absolutely. Hey, I want to say howdy to our Facebook pals. We've got Jeff, Crook, Dave Lemon, and Jay Gray all hanging out.
Hello. Hello, fine folks.
Good to see you, and I will endeavor not to ignore you.
All right, so let's go to 3 minutes and 44 seconds,
Okay. Oshoma and
where we
Midori
will see
Fuji.
Oshoma and Midori Fuji. Oshoma 3-0. He's our mid-level Magashira undefeated, going against Midori Fuji. They have never met before. This is first time battle. We of course like Midori Fuji. He's a little guy who is fast and furious, and comes from the prefecture that I lived in when I was in Japan.
Okay. All right. Hometown hero.
Yep.
Also, the Gyoji looking rather taupe.
He's a very beige Toji.
Very beige today,
Yoji.
but yeah.
He looks like he's very well camouflaged for the.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. Or a powdered milk of some kind. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I'm always comparing Gyoji to food, but
It's, he's maybe mocha. He looks like he might be a mocha.
okay. Yeah. All right. Or like a chocolate shake.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Man. All right. Let's turn the show off. I'm hungry.
Let's do it.
All right. Here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Hit it. Two.
Oh, looking.
Yeah, Midori Fuji
That little
gets in
guy.
a little too deep. And Oshoma's trying to keep him there.
For those of you listening, there's quite a height differential here.
Yeah.
Okay, I was.
He's trying to press down on him, and Midori Fuji is pressing up.
Like a little kind of a doorstop.
Yeah,
like,
up. Oh, there. He slipped out and got back what he wanted. He got some distance, which allows him to start driving.
Oh,
forward.
wow. Good for him.
Good win for Midori Fuji. Tough loss for Oshoma, who, I'm gonna pause there, who was, one of the leaders, not one of the leaders anymore, but still doing okay. That was not a bad match. He, the problem for him was that he got an advantage on Midori Fuji, and then despite his size advantage and his tactical advantage there, he just couldn't find a maneuver to let him finish him off.
Yeah.
And if we go back to the beginning of that match, if you will.
That's the 344.
Watch until they lock it up. Yeah, and Midori Fuji comes in, and Oshoma almost slaps him down, and then pulls him in really close. And Midori Fuji's trying to rock him, but Oshoma's got a grip, but he can't do anything beyond that. And he really wants to use that grip on the arms and clamp it like a vice and take control. And Midori Fuji's really strong.
Really thwarting him. Yeah.
Doesn't let him. So it's the lean down and press up until such time as Midori Fuji manages to lull him into a false sense of complacency and then pull backwards. And
in that position for him over the top like that is just not the strongest.
No. I mean, see, when you are that big, you want to be able to. I mean, it's not terrible, but he needs to be able to clamp down on Midori Fuji's arm, so Midori Fuji is
pinned
small and compact, and then he has complete control of it. Midori Fuji being able to get his arms out wide and force upward.
With a lot more strength.
Change things for Oshoma. So there you go. That's the second match we're going to watch.
Nice.
Now we're going to go to 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Where we have Koto Shoho and Shonanumi.
Shonanumi.
Na-na-na-na-na.
Shonanumi. I like it. A little bit of song, a little bit of sumo with Stan.
It's Karaoke Sumo with your host, Stan.
Hi.
Here we go. You ready?
Yes.
Hit it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't... I mean, he just slipped, right?
Well, go back and watch it again.
I will.
I don't think we got... most of these don't have replays. So...
for those of you who are listening at home,
It was It's well, we're looking. I think what we're looking at right now is to decide whether it's a henka or a side slip. And
it
it's
looked
kind
pretty
of a side
slippery.
slip. I mean, he hits not directly on center, and then
Oh, see, it looks. Yeah, I mean, he hit him, and then he
yeah,
pivoted quickly, and just let him slip on
yeah.
by.
And what he's counting on there is that Shonan Naomi is going forward with that right side. He wants to get a grip with his right hand.
Yeah,
So he's not there at all, and just lets Shonan Naomi go off balance and helps him down a little. He
yeah.
just gives him a little hand.
Boy, economy of efforts. That match lasted all of about
Yeah,
4 seconds.
that was less than 3 seconds.
That was less than
Boom.
3 seconds. I have no sense of time, clearly.
There you go. Start, stop. Yeah, that's like a
Yeah.
second. That's
Oh God, you should look on his face too. He's not happy.
yeah.
But yeah.
All right. So then Shonan Naomi also loses. There's three losers have fought. Three leaders have fought. Three guys who had been 3-0. Three of them have lost.
I almost
So our
added
next one
Naomi to
is 8-15.
yeah.
8 and 15, where we get Kirishima is coming up against Daisho. Who's, as we see, their past records are 9 and 8. They're very even. This is going to be the toughest match that Kirishima has had so far. But we're still watching him. He's been having pretty good tachiais, which is what he didn't have for the last two tournaments. He was not able to hit and drive forward at full speed at all. And against Daisho, who is fast and a pusher thruster, a big drive forward guy, you've got to be able to start that way, or you're out of the ring before the match is even started.
And the sassiest Gyoji in the ring.
There's our Kinosuke, our favorite guy.
Yep.
Ready?
Yes, sir.
Hit it. Good tachi-ai. Then Daisho drives forward, and Kirishima
Oh boy!
really
Oh, ouch!
So a little unfortunate. He didn't. He had a good start to that match, but not nothing afterwards. That's really the problem. Go back and watch that again, and yeah, they stop each other, and then I don't know what he was saying. It just looked like he didn't even have a plan.
Yeah, it looked. Yeah, that's exactly. I'm
We
just
got
kind of
driven back a little, and I don't know whether he really felt like he needed to have a hand on a belt, or it just looks like he was completely taken unawares. Like he wasn't sure
defense.
that there was going to be a sumo match today. How did this? Wait, there's a sumo match.
Yeah, and then he ended by doing the splits off of the raised ring. It looked very painful.
So Kirishima gets his first loss. He cannot afford more than 4 more of those if he wants to get his Ozeki rank back.
Gotcha. And he's still okay. So still in a good spot. So he's
Yeah.
okay. 3 and 1 then.
And then we're going to go to 12-10, very near the end, where we're going to watch our Yokozuna, our last undefeated guy. So we've had 4 undefeated guys. All 4 of them have lost. And today, Terunofuji comes up against Mitakeumi, former Ozeki Mitakeumi.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not really much to say about that other than he's a formidable foe. Let's see what happens. Ready?
Yes.
Go. Slowly down.
Oh shoot! I'm in the wrong time. I was like, wait a minute. This doesn't look at all like that.
12 minutes and 10 seconds is where you wanted to be.
Yeah.
You got it now?
I'm there.
Have you watched the match yet?
Yes. I'm in
All right. Yeah.
the
So
perfect execution.
Terunofuji let him come in, stood him up, and just marched him out. It was another strong Yokozuna performance. Just what we want to see him do.
Yeah. Oh, they hit.
Comes in, he stands him up, grabs the belt in the front with his left, and after Mitakeumi's feet stop moving, Terunofuji just says, "All right, back you go, out you go."
The sheer power of that when they play it in slow motion. Hey, what's this guy? Sorry, I kept playing, and I see a gentleman swinging around. Is it a bow?
Yeah.
Nice. Sorry, I don't mean to.
That's the end of each day. There's the bow twirling.
Nice. Yeah.
Thing. We've looked at that a few times. This guy twirling it is he is 47 years old. He's the oldest guy who's ever been tasked with this. He's been doing it for the last 10 or 15 years. He's really good at it. He does a very energetic and expressive bow twirling ceremony.
Yeah,
everyone loves
impressive.
him. So he's but he's again, being 47, everyone's thinking, well, he's got to retire soon, right? There were quite a few tournaments where he was the only bow twirler, and they've been training some guys now to replace him.
I see. And then, but he's not actively wrestling.
He is. Oh yeah, no,
he is.
It's an active wrestler, but he's in the lower divisions.
Okay. Well, that must be a nice, kind of.
It's a bonus. Yes, it's a big thing in your. You get paid extra for doing it, and it's an honor to do it. You're invited to do it all different kinds of places besides the tournaments. And
now I have seen the bow twirling, but I have not seen the fancy dance where he squats and then turns his feet in and out and in and out and in and out. I have never seen that.
Yes, you have.
I've never paid attention to it.
Well, that's different.
Yeah, no, that's a new
there have
one
been at least 2 times when Nato had, because of how long the day went, just showed the entire bow twirling ceremony, and I've made a point of putting that on the show.
Well, yes. Well, now we all have, can enjoy it later.
Yes. All right. So let's look at, there are a couple other matches here from day 4. Those were just our leaders. In fact, so I have here also, since none of the Ozeki were our leaders, we didn't see what the Ozeki are up to, and we care about those. Right? Those are the ones, the guys that the big name guys, the marquee guys that we want to see. So let's go
to the Ozeki matches.
10 even, and we're going to see Tobizaru take on Takakeisho.
Nice.
Who is 1 and 2. Right, we were just talking about him at the beginning. He needs to start winning.
Yeah.
And Tobizaru is someone he's only even against. So you, as an Ozeki, you usually will have a winning score against most of the opponents that you're facing in week 1. But Tobizaru is 50-50. So let's hit play and see what happens.
Alrighty.
Keisha comes in, stands him up, tries forward and can't finish it. And so Tobizaru skips to the side. And
that was close.
Yeah. Unclear what's going on there. Tobizaru looks like he might have tweaked something in his chest or shoulder.
It sure does, yeah.
But it also, he took a big smack to the face at the end. Boom! Oh. And
yeah.
Twist him and throw him down.
It's pretty remarkable how close he comes with that right foot to just touching outside of the bail, just right outside of the ring, but he didn't.
Steps right on top of it.
And he even had just a little moment of a slip, but he still, maintained it. That's exciting.
All right, so now we can just play it ahead a couple of seconds because 10:55 is our next spot. And we've got Gonoyama against Hoshoryu.
All right, Hoshoryu.
You ready?
Yeah.
Go!
Oh, boy.
Gonoyama comes in for the throat and gets him.
Just kept hitting him until he
Now,
spun
this
right
is
out.
one of those matches. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you will remember the one where, like 3 or 4 tournaments ago, where Hoshoryu just made that guy wait forever.
Yes, I
It was
do.
Gonoyama, and ever
Oh.
since, their matches have been like grudge matches every tournament. Everyone wants to see them get together again.
It wasn't really quite. I mean, it definitely seemed like he was messing with them, but to what end, you know? But clearly, here, this is the fruits of his labor.
Yeah, well,
A blood feud.
Gonoyama, it's the fruits of his labor. I shouldn't have done that to Gonoyama.
Right,
Like,
right.
this Gonoyama is still like, yeah, I'm not done embarrassing you again.
Let me show you again why you
Here,
don't make me
one more
wait.
time. Here, let me just come in and grab your throat. Bam! Oh, grab your chin and just
Yeah.
smack you and out. You see, also, Hoshoryu also seems to have done something to his arm.
It
Again,
did look
we
like
got
that.
too many people are looking like they might be like having these little injuries that could not knock them out now, but could really, uh, you know, hamper them. Yeah, as he's walking out, he's grabbing his elbow and
Yeah,
twiddling
he
his
is.
fingers.
You know, yeah, Gonoyama really,
And
really
there it
got him.
was. Oh, you can see it in the replay. I don't know if
Yeah.
you're watching the replay. Right towards the end, Hoshoryu does a big slappy move, and Gonoyama blocks it, and that's what gets the. You can see him grab his elbow immediately. Yeah.
Watching it again. Sorry, just 1 second. And yeah, there it is. Ouch.
Yeah.
I like that proud Gonoyama kind of striding,
Yeah.
you know, off the.
Who's
Alrighty.
making who wait now, buddy?
Right.
All right, so then let's just skip ahead a few seconds to 11 and 40, and we'll get Kotozakura and Wakamoto Haru.
Very interested in this.
Well, then I won't make you wait anymore, so just hit the play button.
Oh boy. That, you know, okay, Waka.
Well, Kotozakura. So here's the thing: Kotozakura, the way he's built, right, and his background, right, the Yokozuna and Ozeki grandparent and father,
Yeah.
and all the training he's had, it's been expected that he would perform like that 2 years ago, right? He is just getting up to here, so to see him perform like that is kind of like, yes, that's what we want. Why? The problem is he doesn't do it all the time. Again, Wakamoto Haru comes in and Kotozakura just lets him. They meet in the middle. Kotozakura grabs him, and it's just over. He just walks him to the end, and that's what you want an Ozeki to look like.
Sure. Okay.
That's what we're not getting out of our
Ozeki.
Yeah. Even him on. We can't rely on that, and that's the problem.
Right.
That's the kind of largish problem that sumo's going through right now. Is their Ozeki are not
leading,
not leading with reliability.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, so that's day 4. So I'm going to come back here and trying to find my proper thing. And we're going to scroll up from the standings entering day 4 to the standings entering day 5. There we go. And we see that we've only got one undefeated person left. It's Terunofuji, and we've got a boatload of people at 3-1.
Yeah, we do.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 people at 3-1.
Wow.
And only one of them is an Ozeki. Only one of them's Sekiwake.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing until Maegashira 4. So again, our top of the Banzuke underperforming in week one.
Yeah, yeah. A question for you.
Yes.
w- Hypothetically, what if
Yes.
the Rikishi maintain, that block of people? What if they maintain, their scores and they, tie? Like, what's the mathematical, you know, how many of these folks could have the same score by the end?
Well, it with one loss, that's tough because so many of these guys are going to be fighting each other,
I see. I see.
right?
Yeah.
So Kotozakura is going to fight Kirishima. He's going to fight Ura. He's going to fight Tobizaru. If Shonan Naomi stays at 3 with only one loss, he's definitely going to fight Shonan Naomi.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So they would just, they'll be
so that you
forced to,
just can't.
yeah.
But they've got to introduce more losses into the mix.
Yeah.
That's why it's always such a big deal when two people who are doing well are paired against each other, because it forces,
Some
forces a shift.
turn.
It forces a move in the standings.
And then also just the general breakdown of this, it is pretty interesting to see how many people are in the, sort of the lowest category, the 0 and 4s, and then the 1 and 3s. It seems like, is that middle section? Let's even say from 3, like from Kotozakura to Nishifuji. That, I guess they're really not even. Yeah. So I mean, is that
about right? I mean, really, what you'd want is for the very top, the undefeateds, to be more of those, and maybe the 3 and 1s to maybe fill out the first row and into the top of the second, but about there, somewhere around there. It's not too far off. And the big bulk of the people, that big middle section, you start off the tournament 2 and 2. That's most of the guys, most of the people we watch, are winding up either 7 and 8, or 8 and 7, or 9 and 6. So
I see. Okay.
There's a lot of most of your tournament is most of the people fighting it are going to wind up somewhere around 50-50. So it's not that unusual, particularly early in the tournament, to see that playing out.
Interesting. Yeah, that's I'm watching that with curiosity. That's a kind of a bit of I think I'm learning some deeper meta gaming stuff about all this.
That's pretty soon we're going to have to transfer you off that bottom of when I'm doing my opening. If you don't know much about it, like our friend Troy. Well, our friend Troy now knows quite a bit about
it. Right.
So we're looking here. Terunofuji, still undefeated. We're very glad to see that. Lots of people there at the 3 and 1s. I mean, it's not exactly the dispersion we'd want, but this is, we got a lot of good people who are doing well, and with the tournament starting off, got a good tournament ahead of us, right?
Still a lot of room for
going into day 5. Day 5, we all often talk about the tournament in terms of thirds, days 1 to 5, days 5 to 10, and so after day 5 is very often when you stop and kind of look at it, because as a wrestler, and as the pundits will look at it, if the question is, if you do the same thing in each of the other 2 5s, what's your record going to be? Right. So if let's look at someone so Kirishima right now 3 and 1. If he wins today on day 5 and he winds up 4 and 1, that means that if he repeats that 3 times, he'll wind up with a 12 and 3 record, and he'll get his Ozeki rank back.
Yeah.
If he loses today and he's 3 and 2, and he repeats that 3 times, he's going to be 9 and 6, and he won't get it back. Now, of course, I mean, this is all averaging out, right?
Of
course, it just kind of tells you that if he if he's looks at his days 1 to 5 and he's in that good slot, he can think, all right, I just need to keep doing what I'm doing and I'm fine. If he loses a day and he's 3-2 and he does that math, he's all right, I got to find a way to take it up a notch, because if I just keep doing what I'm doing, that ain't going to cut it.
Right.
Yeah. So we look at the 5-day blanks and then the end of week 1, end of week, going into week 2. You know, how did your week 1 go? If you do that again, what are you going to be at the end of the tournament? So yes, this day 5 is we're coming up to
that pivotal moment.
Yeah, at the end. I mean, it's not the end of our show, but that's the point. At the end of what we're going to watch here for day 5, we're going to stop for a minute and look at where people are.
Oh, I like that.
And do these do some of these calculations.
Now, for those of you who are just joining, maybe you're on Facebook or maybe you're hanging out in our new YouTube channel called Sumo Show. You're going to want to check out the show notes, because there's a link to a Google Doc that you can click a link and you can watch along with us. Stan's calling out the time. It's also going to be up on the screen. But for your record keeping, we're on day 5, so you want to hustle and get
we're about to go to the day 5 video.
Yeah.
All right. So pull up the day 5 video, and remember, if you're just doing it, that when it pops up, hit pause. First thing, hit pause.
Yeah.
And always advance to your next time stamp while the video is paused.
A little secret hack for you: if you pull it up and you've got the active screen, you're looking at the YouTube video on your browser, you can hit pause by tapping your spacebar.
So true.
Yeah.
So true.
There you go.
All right, so we're going to go to 9 minutes and 55 seconds for our first match here. And that is going to be Kirishima, who we were just talking about, right? No,
Yeah.
9 minutes and 30 seconds. What I was looking at. First is 9 minutes and 30 seconds is our first one.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm so excited. I wanted to see Kirishima. Our first one is Abi and Atami Fuji.
Okay.
Atami Fuji at this point is 2-2. He's in that big 2-2. Abi is 1-3. So he wants to turn it around. And our favorite Gyoji is back.
Just sitting, just
Still
elegant
in his peppermint kimono.
Yep.
And they're 2-2 head-to-head against each other. So this is, Atami Fuji, also a young guy. In fact, the youngest of the guys we're watching that are doing very, very well. And he also, we've seen hit that ceiling that you sometimes ask about, and he's had some trouble with it. He did really well for a couple of tournaments. People figured him out a little bit. Yeah, and he's struggled. He had a Makikoshi last 2 times, and they were close. He didn't get slammed around, but he wound up being 7-8, and I think 6-9 once. So he's he's learning and getting better. He wants to continue to dominate Abi, because that's once you're beating someone, you want to stay beating them.
That's right. And the beginning image as I'm watching it, his head looks ginormous.
Whose?
Atami Fuji's.
Atami Fuji's head
just looks huge.
Abi's head is very small.
Right? That seems like that's some.
But Atami Fuji's he's got a wide jaw and a big neck. It helps to do that. All right, ready?
Yes.
Hit it. Come in, and Abi does not get his arms out, but he does get behind Atami Fuji and slams him to the ground.
Oh, wow. Not happy.
No, that was I don't know. Again, I'm looking. Nope, no replay. So we're gonna go back and watch this again, because it's a funny one, right? They come in. Abi usually comes out with a long reach, right? He likes to. He's got long arms. He goes out and he goes for the nodowa. He goes for the throat block and up around the shoulders and up around the face.
It's particularly embarrassing. I'm imagining, but the way that he was thrown, like he just kind of.
No, this time he doesn't do that. He goes for the belt and then steps back. And I think the problem here is that Atami Fuji is just a little slow, and so he gets outmaneuvered, and then yeah, Abi's behind him, grabs the back of his Mawashi, and just slams him to the ground.
Right, yeah, yeah. And then Tamafuji has that look on his face like, not like
Bam!
this.
Yeah. He was like, it's not what I wanted to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that didn't go well.
Oh, geez. Yeah, he just made quick work of him.
Yeah. All right, so now we're going to go to 9:55 as our next stop,
Okie doke.
where we've got Kirishima and Onosato, two guys we've been talking about.
9:55.
Onosato's 1-3. He lost his first two matches. He's now won his and then lost another one. Right? He won his third. He lost his fourth. Man, come on, get with it, big guy. I mean, yeah, we've been talking about it. He's fighting the top guys, and they've got answers for him.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that, right? He's got to try
yeah.
and find some answers himself. Kirishima wants to bounce back from that. He lost yesterday. He's got that first loss. Not really a problem, but like we were just talking, he does not. The difference between 4-1 and 3-2 right now is a pivotal one for him.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that makes sense.
So let's hit go and see what happens. Go, 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 go. Kirishima comes in with a strong Tachi, but Onosato, once again, very similar to his loss to Daisho, Kirishima came in with a good Tachi and then didn't seem to have a plan for what happens next.
Yeah, what is going on there? He just didn't.
I don't know. He comes in, good Tachi. Might say he won it. He's trying. So if you get the slow motion, which they're showing, you can after they hit, you can see that Onosato gets his right arm and locks up Kirishima's left arm, and Kirishima's trying to get in for the belt there, and Onosato successfully stops that. And in the meanwhile, you see him lifting up Kirishima's elbow on the other side.
That's right. I see that now. Yeah,
and
he just
so
didn't have a chance for
let that go. That works really well. Kirishima has to back up, and Onosato just takes advantage of that and
keeps on backing him up right out of the ring.
That's what he did to win last time. Right? We're talking about that. He was just kept driving forward. If he can make it so that his opponent has to take a step back, that just plays into his hands because he's a big, strong, fast, talented guy that just moving forward. He's got a strong advantage on that. So there you go.
There you go.
Let's see. Next, we're gonna go to right up here. The very next match, Kotosakura and Mitakeumi, which is at 10 minutes and 35 seconds.
Oops, there we go. I skipped one.
You ready?
Yes.
Hit it. Kotosakura won with that nice Ozeki style win this time. And Takumi doesn't let him do it. But wow, is that close?
Oh wow, that I love that move, by the way, when they both kind of synchronize sumo.
Yoji points to Mitakeumi, and we need a Monoi. Here we go. They're both balancing, and who lands first?
Oh, it looks like who did the Yoji pick?
Yoji said Mitakeumi won.
Yeah, that's kind of what I saw.
Yep, and I think that we'll get another little.
Okay.
No, they don't. Oh, I watched so many different versions of this. I don't remember which one we're watching here. But when they come at it from the angle that's from the side of the ring instead of the front, you can see that. And in the replay, you can kind of see it, but Kotosakura's arm hits just before.
Yeah, I see that.
Boom. But interestingly, we go back to the beginning of the match, right? And pause there for a second because I want to talk. Kotosakura, yesterday we saw him come up against who was he fighting? He was coming up against Wakamoto Haru, and they stood him up, and then was able to drive forward after they had slammed together. And we also saw that Mitakeumi yesterday was against Terunofuji, who did the same thing to him.
Mm-hmm.
So in today's match, just watch the beginning again. They stand up, and you can see that Mitakeumi starts doing just a tiny little shuffle backwards, so he doesn't wind up in that same position. He can't just get swallowed up and moved. And he's trying to get his arms inside, and suddenly they're even. And Mitakeumi gets a little better move. Kotozakura pivots around to that throw where they're both, that we wind up with both of them hanging on at the edge.
Right.
So he was able to recover it. But there was a good kind of back and forth there with who got their hands inside and who grabbed the belt. And Kotozakura just wasn't able to pull that last switch off quite quickly enough.
Yeah, and I just I feel for these guys when they hit so hard, and that is just literally like just taking a swan dive right into,
That's one of the things that comes up when every once in a while someone will get injured, and sometimes fairly badly, because they won't break their own fall. Because you just kind of line up and say, you know what, I'm just going to fall face first onto the dirt.
Yeah, I mean it's quite a sacrifice. They just alone them hitting the ground with their weight and and the velocity that they're when they're wrestling, it's doing a swan dive with a pal just looks very painful.
We're going together.
Dive into the dirt. Yeah.
It does not look like it feels good.
Nope, does not look good for your long-term health.
Well, so Kotozakura notches another loss. So now we're going to go to 11 and 25.
11 and 25. All right.
Where we're going to get Ura and Takakeisho. Takakeisho 1 and 3 now. So again, we're going to look at him at the end of the day. If he winds up,
oh shucks, sorry, I almost
you watched him, didn't you?
I did. I thought you said go.
That's all right. That's all right. So I'll save that all till later. Yeah. So they line up. Uda drives Takakeisho back a little, and Takakeisho manages to get the momentum.
Oh,
but then they both go flipping right off, not down to we're talking about people going face first onto the clay. They went spiraling off the dohyo onto the cement.
Backwards.
The 3-foot drop down to the cement.
Yeah, absolutely. Just recklessly throwing themselves off.
Well, I don't think Uda had any choice in that matter.
Yeah. But you look at them falling, and they are doing nothing to stop themselves. You know what I mean? Like, or put out an arm, or they're just like away.
Yeah. But Uda got to drive him back a little, and then Takakeisho finally got into a position where he was driving someone else forward instead of getting pushed around.
Well, that was something.
That just looks unpleasant.
It really does. Yeah. I mean, that's, yeah.
So now we're going to go to 12 and 20.
12 and 20. Let me hit pause so I don't cheat.
And we've got Wakamoto Haru and Hoshoryu.
Now I'm seeing some spelling that is really different than.
Yes. So so Kin Tamayama is fluent in Japanese, and or pretty fluent. I don't know if he's very good at Japanese. Yeah. And there's some question about how to do transliteration of Japanese names into English. Kintamiyama adds a lot more U's than even and he's made posts about this. The official Sumo Association translation of Hoshoryu doesn't have his three fewer or two fewer U's
Two
in
fewer
it.
U's, yeah, at
But
least, yeah.
Kitamiyama is not wrong that the way it's pronounced in Japanese, those U's are there, but it's just not usually done that way.
Gotcha.
There you will find as you deal with people, and you may have found this in other languages, people who spend time learning the language and want to be very particular about it.
Yeah.
And this is one of the hills he seems willing to die on. It's like it's not Hoshoryu, it's Hoshoryu.
I see.
Right? Those U's
Yeah.
are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So yes, he's in these videos. They are spelled differently than you will find in newspaper or the Sumo Association website or the apps or anywhere that you see them spelled in English. And that's because Kintamiyama is defending the integrity of the Japanese language.
There we go.
Anyway, let's watch some sumo.
Yes.
Some sumo. Ooh.
All
right, ready, go.
Watching them do their thing.
Come in, they wrap each other up. I'll show you. Yeah, gets a grip on that arm. He's able to get a good shoulder grip and fling him around.
His face sometimes. And for those wondering, for those listening at home, the Gyoji cinnamon Gyoji.
Cinnamon Gyoji. I love that song.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. There we go. Some slow-mo.
Yep. Come good tachi. They're trying to rock each other, get a good belt grip. Wakamoto Haru thinks he's got the belt grip he wants, but then we see that Hoshoryu had that shoulder lock.
Yeah, and got him. That looked like if he would have held on a little bit longer, that he could have done some injury to his arm.
Yeah. Then Wakamoto Haru stands up, goes, "Damn it!"
But yeah.
All right, and then we have at 13:15, our Yokozuna Teruno Fuji going against Gonoyama.
Right.
Who took some aggression out on Hoshoryu yesterday.
12. Sorry, I'm getting there. Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Go. Teruno Fuji 4-0. It's in.
Not letting him get it under there. Yeah,
not quite as quick as the others, but he did more or less the same thing, right? Just let Gonoyama come in and say, all right, I can take that, and you're going backwards.
Yeah, he just
had him. But watch when coming out. He's holding that elbow.
Yeah, he is. Huh.
Now, I mean, that's not a terrible surprise because he came in with, he doesn't usually, we haven't seen him before, fighting with both elbows and both knees wrapped. Everything hurts.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Everything hurts. If you, I guess I was going to say we can let that run a little, but we shouldn't because we're going to go look at the board in a second. But if you look on our cheat sheet, on our number sheet, I've got a blast from the past. I think we talked about this last time, that NHK during the mid session will very often show a bout that happened on this day of the tournament in a past tournament, some exciting match from the archive. So if we go to 6 minutes and 40 seconds.
Nice. Let me get there.
We're going to see Yokozuna Kaguryu against Osunadashi. And Osunadashi is the first Rikishi from Africa to make the top division.
Oh,
He's
wow.
Egyptian. He was Egyptian. And he was doing quite well. He was Maegashira 3 West here at this point. He got up to Sekiwaki and was looking like he had a good shot at maybe getting an Ozeki promotion. And he eventually had to leave because he broke a bunch of rules and lied about it.
Oh,
It's all
yeah.
pre-COVID. This is before that, but there are a lot of rules that the Rikishi have to live by, and one of them is that they can't drive. They're not allowed to drive a car.
That's right. I remember you telling me about this. Yeah.
And he got caught. They got pulled over for speeding, and his wife lied, and he lied about the fact that she said that she was driving, and then there were like traffic camera photos of him driving the car.
Oh boy.
And he'd been pulled in. He lied to the police. He was pulled in and lied to the Sumo Association about it, and so he was told that he had to resign, and he did, which is a shame. He was very exciting to watch. He was another big guy, not quite in Tochinoshin style, but similar, like big guy with a lot of strength and like to do power moves.
And now, where did he end up going?
He wound up going to mixed martial arts.
Gotcha.
And didn't do particularly well. I know he still is training and doing exhibitions and stuff, but I haven't heard much about him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so this is Yokozuna you never saw, named Kakuryu.
Yeah.
And let's watch this match. Ready?
All right. Yep.
Hit it.
Fancy transition.
Oh. Weird little do-si-do.
Yeah.
What was that? And Osunadashi wins. This is the first time he ever fought Yokozuna.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's a big win for him. So we watch a replay, and we see they both kind of went to the side, and so they do a little do-si-do thing, and then Osunadashi gets that arm inside and is able to throw Kakuryu off balance and get the win.
Really using his height here, too. Yeah.
So, yeah, interesting match. So, and again, that was a day 5 match from 2014. So those are the kind of things that NHK pulls out. And if you're watching Kintamiyama's videos like this, he very often will include them. A, because he's been watching a long time and it's kind of nostalgic for him. It's like, I remember that.
Right, right.
And B, because I think it's nice to get to see these Rikishi and these matches from the past.
Little comparative analysis.
So this is what it used to be like.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to come back here to my list of where things stand, how things stand entering day 6. And as we look at that chart, we now see that those number of 4-1s dropped precipitously.
Wow,
it went from 12 down to 5.
Yeah.
And our Ozekis didn't make it. Neither did our Sekiwake. Terunofuji is 5-0. Got Tobizaru, Shonanomi, Oshoma, Tamawashi, and Wakataka Kage down there at Maegashira 14, still doing very well.
Yeah.
But let's look at people here that we've been following. So Kirishima is the first one there. He got to the 3-2. As we talked about, if you take that, we're now a third of the way through. Multiply all those by 3. He's going to be 9-6 at the end, and he's not going to get his Ozeki rank back if he doesn't take it up a notch.
Right.
It's only one. Like the difference is if 9-6, he needs to be 10-5. So he's got to get an extra win somewhere in the next 2 weeks and perform no worse than this. Um, so it's a near thing, but he's on the wrong side of that near thing.
Yeah.
Um, we look down here at Takakeisho at 2-3. Right now, he's going to wind up 6-9, which means that's Makikoshi, and he's that's 2 wins off. He's got to somehow manage to get 2 more wins so he can get up to 8 wins in order to get his Kachikoshi. And this week 1, as we were saying before, he wants to have 5 wins in week 1 because week 2 is going to be harder, and that means that he's got to win all of his next 3 matches to get to 5-3 to put himself in a position where it's starting to look favorable for him again.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, of the 2 of them, Takakeisho is in the tougher position. Who else are we going to look at here? Shodai is 3-2. What's up with that?
What's up with that?
Asanoyama. Oh yeah, Asanoyama. Of course, this was a day that after they gave him a second loss because his match was scheduled already, but he's out. He's going to be 3-2 and 10 when all of this is done because he's out for good.
Well, that's a bummer.
It is. It very much is. See, Chiyoshima down there at the very bottom on the 0-5.
Yeah.
He's going to come back. He's going to come back on day 6. We're not going to see him, but he's going to be back fighting. I don't remember exactly what the injury was for him. It was something that happened late in practice the week before the tournament. So apparently it was small enough that he was able to rest up for 5 days and is willing and ready to come back. Of course, part of that might be the fact that he's ranked Maegashira 15. He's just come back from having been in Juryo for a couple of tournaments, and he doesn't want to drop back down. He wants to do his best to get 5. Even I mean, he wants to get a Kachikoshi like everyone does, but if he can get 5 wins or 6 wins, it may buffer how far he has to drop enough that he gets to stay in the top division.
I gotcha.
All right, yeah, it's I don't know. Only 5 guys at 4-1 going into day 6, and none of them are ranked higher than Maegashira 4.
Yeah, that's interesting. It is a bit. It's not dissimilar than some of the stuff that we were talking about. Just it happens later in these 3 days, right? I mean, that's yeah.
I don't know. Our well, we do know, right? Our what looked like a strong Ozeki class in January has been proven to be Takakeisho, who's injured and was barely hanging on. Kirishima, who got injured so badly that he's plummeted out and is now looking like the odds are against him getting back to Ozeki. Hoshoryu, who's doing about what he normally does, and Kotozakura, who's newly promoted and is learning the ropes, and so is, he finished. He got a Junyu show. He got a finish in second last time, so he's got a shot, but he's not leading. We need the Ozeki to be performing in the way that Terunofuji, hurt as he is, wrapped up as he is still just going out there and saying, you know what, I'm the guy. I am the best, and I'm going to prove it to you. And we don't. We watched that Kakuryu, right? In the Hakuho days, there's Kakuryu and there was Haruma Fuji, 2 other Yokozuna who performed super well. And the Ozeki of the era, there were always 1 or sometimes 2 of them who were performing that strongly. Right now, we only have 1 guy, and it's Terunofuji, who misses 4 out of 5 tournaments and is going to
Right.
retire before the end of the year.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's a weird time. I mean, it's interesting to see that nobody really is stepping up like we would presume. You know,
yeah,
like, oh, look, there's the heir apparent. You know,
right. But I mean, as you know, when we talk about this a lot, it makes the sport the who's going to win sport as opposed to the sumo as a sport. It
Yeah.
makes the what's going on in this tournament. It always makes it more exciting because you
That's
just
very
don't
true.
know. So
Yeah.
many people could do it, but as we've talked about before, that's not really what's best for the sport. Written
Right.
in
Yeah.
capitalized, right? Uh, you want your top guys to be your top guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's go to day 6.
10:05.
And 10:05 is the time we are looking for here.
Oops.
10:05.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna edit this real quick. Day 5. Day 6.
Day 6.
And again, for those of you just joining us or watching as we go through this, you want to head on over to check the link in the show notes. Head over to the Google Doc, pull up day 6, run the video, and follow along, and then you'll be caught up.
All right, so we've got Meisei and Onosato. It's another one for the spelling thing. The Onosato.
Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Hit it. And we've got Konosuke, our Gyoji, our peppermint Gyoji, back again. So Onosato gets his hands in, grabs a Mawashi.
Is he limping?
Is he?
Is he? He looked like he was.
Yes.
Maybe it was just a hop.
Let's go back and look at it again. But the answer is yes.
Okay.
But it hasn't turned out to be a big thing yet.
Okay.
We'll see. This is day 6, so day 7 hasn't happened yet. Got him. He turns him around, and yeah, he stands up and little hop.
Little hop. Yeah.
Could be. I mean, it didn't hurt him so badly. He didn't seem to be limping at all
He
afterwards.
definitely had a look on his face.
But yeah, but that maneuver there was like, well, something. He wasn't happy about how something felt.
Right.
But he gets to win, so now he's back to 3-3, which is fine, right? He's Sekiwake. He wants to get a. There was some talk at the beginning of the tournament that if he could win again, maybe they could just make him an Ozeki without worrying about it. Maybe even make him a Yokozuna, which was a stupid suggestion. But there were some people that are so desperate to get a new Yokozuna, they were saying that. He's fine, right? He's Sekiwake. It's only his 8th tournament ever.
He's got some time.
If he gets his Kachikoshi, he's going to hang on to being a Sekiwake. He's showing that he can compete at this level, and he will only, hopefully, knock on wood, get better as he learns more and more. So getting back to even after that slow start is a good thing for him. Let us jump forward to 11:15, where we get our Kirishima, who's now 3-2, and as we talked about, needs to start making a slight improvement. He's coming up against Hiradomi, who we haven't seen today yet. But he's the guy that we look at who's always coming in hot and wild.
Yeah.
Fast and slamming and arms twirling and making a mess of it.
Now our buddy here, the Gyoji, I will say honeydew melon.
That's good. Yeah. I was thinking also that is very much a shamrock shake.
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
But honeydew melon.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Hit it. Oh,
Oh,
Hitodomi's a little excited.
what was that? Okay.
Hey, he's excited again.
Wha-
Kudish comes in with a strong Tachi, and then again doesn't seem to have a follow up. That's
Yeah, no, it
weird.
looks like it might have been a little rattled by the
Yeah, they did kind of bonk coconuts, but yeah, it's a, Hitodomi also kind of squinting afterwards.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Goes,
is he all right?
Mac
Because he looked
bonk,
like, yeah,
and you know, Kirishima, this this is this is what's so weird, right? Now he's doing a strong touchy eye, and he's but there we go. That's the thing I'm worried about. I don't know if you went all the way to the end of
I
uh,
did, yeah.
the slow
The
motion,
slow mo,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he seems like there's something with his shoulder and arm, and that
That on the right arm, right?
yeah,
Yes, yeah, yeah. He did something kind of weird. It looked
yeah.
like he might have. It could have been dislocated
So
or something, but yeah, kind of
yeah,
had a little bit of a flappy kind of. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but it looked a little
so
looser than it should.
I'm worried. I'm worried about that. Again, we don't know. Haven't gotten to day 7. Don't know what the fallout is from this yet. Um, but he's now going to be 3-3 at the end of day 6,
Yeah,
which is not where he wants to be. And if that right arm is hurt, then his chances of getting up to 10 wins start to look uh, pretty small. All right, so now we're going to go to 11, right? No, we're 11, 12-22.
12-22. Yeah, okay.
We got Uda and Hoshodyu. We like these two.
We do, yeah, we do. I do like Horseshoe, even though he's messed up a couple of my fantasy oyakatas, but
But you still like him anyway.
I do. No, am I remembering these two have kind of a little bit of a rivalry?
Well, I mean, they're Hoshodyu's leading 6-4 in their uh, 10-match rivalry.
Yeah,
That's a lot of wins for Uda for someone of Uda's level. Uda has more of a beat on him than most people do,
yeah.
but Hoshodyu still wins 60% of the time. So um, I would say that they've got a rivalry, but not a bad blood rivalry.
Okay.
Again, who can have bad blood with Uda? He's
I
such a
mean,
nice
honestly, that's why sometimes I've seen some people react to. It seems in the ring that they are a little bit, you
yeah.
slap him down, and it seems personal. But
Well, Hoshodyu always has that look on his face.
he does indeed. Yeah, he really does.
It's all personal.
Yeah.
Why can't you understand that I am? You should
Yeah,
just get
exactly.
out of my way. Stop messing with me.
Bend to my will. Yeah.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Hit it. Come in. They lock up. Uda drives him backwards, and oh,
Oh.
which way? Yoshi can't make up
Oh,
his mind. So there's
jeez.
gotta be a mono E. I did like how they're going down. Who's gonna go down first? And
They-
oh, Uda had his foot on the Tawada and it slipped out. And they decide too close to call. Tori
oh,
Naoshi, do it
we love this.
again.
We love this. But they really were. They were fighting pretty hard.
All right.
Got to be tired.
So here we go. Hoshodyu doesn't mess around this time. Sends Uda flying into the timpan.
Yeah.
Knocks him ass over tea kettles. His glasses went flying into the crowd. That's what he's back there looking for his glasses. There he is. You got it.
Yeah.
Might have broken the glass. Maybe something wrong with his glasses. No. But this time, yeah, Uda is trying to do that, hoping for another Tachi. I like that, and Hoshoryu just comes
I can't stop.
barreling into him.
I can't stop
Not this
watching the way he just and his legs just go boing.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't feel good, but he did sort of disappear. He's like waving him off.
Yeah.
Oh, Ura. Yeah, he found him. That's great.
All right. So let us go to 1403.
I just have to watch it one more time. I know
All
that,
right.
I mean, it's just what I'm looking at, folks, is like right at about.
Which part are you looking at?
It's the right about 12. Let's see. No, it's yeah. Go to it's like 13:26, and bloop. He just
Whoop!
lands.
Yeah.
And then he's like, what's funny too is he's trying to help him get
Yeah.
up, and the guy's like,
Guy's like,
"Get-
no,
get
no,
off,
I
get
got
off
it. I got it.
get out of here, get out of here." And look on Uro's face, just sort of, he looks like just a little kid who's done something naughty.
I'm sorry.
Not your fault, kid. You were thrown out of the ring. That was great. Sorry. Thank you for
That's all
indulging.
right. Yeah. Happy to do it. And one of the things, I mean, Uda standing around helping him is going to slow everything down for the rest of the day. And the Yobidashi, the ring attendants, the guys who are doing all the other stuff, are the ones who're supposed to come and help this guy and dust him off and get his pillow
He's
set.
just earnest about it.
Yeah.
Absolutely earnest. And the guy's like, "Get out, go, go, go." That's great.
All right.
Good
So we
stuff.
got Kotozakura and Go no Yama.
Okay.
And let's hit it.
1403.
1403. You ready?
Yeah. Oh, no. Almost. Okay, yes.
Go.
Oh. Oh, wow. Wow. That did not. Oh, jeez. Just a belly flop.
So Kotozakura, not the kind of dominant we'd want, but he found a way to win. Now we saw that Terunofuji, when he fought Gonoyama, he just swallowed him up and
Yeah.
go back.
Yeah.
Kotozakura did not win that way,
But
but but he did. He took charge, right? When Gonoyama comes charging, Kotozakura flings him to the side.
Yeah.
Right? And then sidesteps him here. He's able to slip him and give him a little extra push on the back. I love that little extra push on the back.
It was a pretty good
Boop,
maneuver.
down on your stomach.
Yeah.
Down on your stomach, buddy.
It seemed like he really he maintained control of him.
Yeah.
And didn't let him. I mean, that at that point where he's like, it looks like he's going out.
Yeah.
That was a little touch and ouch. Right on his stomach, right on the bail. That's that hurts.
Yeah, it did not feel good.
No, it gives me a stomachache looking at it.
All right, so we can just keep going there because our next match is Wakamoto Haru and Takakeisho. Whenever you're ready.
Alrighty.
All right, hit it. Let's see, Takakeisho.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Got to finish it. You got to finish it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, and another
just
Yoji,
taking out
another Shinpan bites the dust.
This is a coordinated effort.
Right next to him. Just notice that Takakeisho is getting up. Terunofuji sitting right there next to him going, boy, you just missed me, buddy.
That is funny, but it's taken down.
Yeah. That was a full blast Takakeisho too. It was not a slow one.
No.
So Takakeisho comes in, and once again we see he had a pretty good Tachi-ai, but he couldn't. We talked about this last show about in his first couple of losses, he just couldn't drive someone forward after the Tachiai, he just didn't have the oomph to go out and impose his will on a guy that he is just pushing and thrusting, which is his meat and potatoes.
Right.
Right? And so Wakamoto Haru is able to come back. He tries to throw him again. Wakamoto Haru can do it. Now he thinks he scoops him out and just lets him go. What do we say? You gotta finish it. You gotta
finish it. Yep.
He doesn't. Tries to drive him forward again, and Wakamoto Haru is able to scoop, get behind him, and send him just smack dab into the Shimpan.
I mean, it just looks architected.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, when they're on tour, when they will often decide that everyone's gonna throw their opponent onto a particular Shimpan, who will wind up with wrestlers in his lap for 4 or 5 bouts in a row.
Want to say hi to Pepper Fox, who's hanging out on Facebook.
Hello, Pepper Fox.
Thank you, Pepper, for joining.
We appreciate you.
We do indeed.
Yeah. So very often in the tours, they will do that on purpose, and it gets a big laugh. Like they'll go out of their way to set up the fight so that they're getting near the edge, and you see the Shimpan go, no, 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 and they're all laughing, yes, 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 yes. That's not this.
That's not this. Yeah, no, this is
all right. So let's go to 1615.
1 second. Is it 1615?
It is 1615. Right? Oh, did we know 1502? Did we? No, we did 1502.
We did 1502. You know what? Sometimes when you're doing this stuff, when you make a mistake, and that's okay, everyone. You can catch up here, but we're going to 1615. Oh, gotcha. Okay, let me just make a quick adjustment here. I am kind of doing it on the fly and didn't cover up the Ozeki matches, but here we go.
Right.
There we go. 1615, Terunofuji
and Tobizaru.
My guy.
All right. Well, let's hit it.
Oh shoot.
Fuji comes in. Tobizaru's trying to stay back. Don't grab me. Don't grab me. Okay, kick your knee. Don't grab me. And Terunofuji just says, eventually, you're mine.
Get over here. Oh boy, yeah. Are you kidding me?
What?
Wait, am I watching the wrong match?
I don't know.
Hold on, I'm gonna watch this again.
Did you just watch Tobizaru and Terunofuji?
I believe I did. Hold on 1 second. I just have to see this again for my own eyeballs. Tobizaru, okay. Watch. I'm trying to get a kick in.
Yep.
Okay, you know what I did? I got excited and I accidentally skipped back one and saw the Rikishi landing on the and I thought, they did it again? This is absolutely on purpose now. They're just looking to take out the leadership. But I see. Yeah.
Yes. So, and interesting because both Terunofuji and Tobizaru, the last time we saw them, were like that, testing their arms like they might be hurt. Both of them look good here. Neither one of them looked hurt, which is good. And Terunofuji, of course, now 6-0. And in fact, if I come over to my thing where we're going to look at our standings at the end of day 6.
Oh,
you see Terunofuji, a big long list, but notice they're 4-2. There are no more one-loss Rikishi. Terunofuji has a 2-match buffer before the middle weekend.
Look at that guy. Yeah. A harder. No, this is a harder. Yeah, this is amazing. So I would imagine that it gets more difficult for him to hang on to that 6-0. Or hang
Well,
on to
yeah,
that
I
even
mean,
no loss.
as with anyone we're talking about, like, any of these top guys, they start fighting each other in week 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah.
So Terunofuji is going to have to fight all the Hoshoryu and Kotozakura, and if he's still fighting Takakeisho, all right, well that's an easier one. But Abi and Daisho and Kirishima and Onosato and all the Sanyaku, he's fought the the Komasubis, right? Because that's how he starts. But he's got the ostensibly 5 toughest guys are in his week 2 schedule. Um,
That's something.
so yes, it gets tougher, but likewise, it's tougher for those that every loss they have, it gets tougher because they've still got to fight him.
Right, right.
So yeah, it's usually not until the middle to end of the second week that we start talking about the leaders having a 2-match buffer between them. And that's when it's multiple leaders, even that means that there's still going to be a one, when someone tumbles, there'll only be one off the pace. But here, he's the only undefeated guy, and everyone else has at least 2 losses.
Right, yeah.
So if he were to lose on day 7, he'd still be the leader all by himself.
So he's got a comfortable cushion.
Yeah. That's again just our Sanyaku not doing what our Sanyaku's supposed to do.
Yeah.
We've got none of the Sekewake are there in the 4 and 2s. Neither of them. They've both got 3 and 3. And 3, we've got 3 Sekewake, in fact, this time. So where's our oh yeah, Abi. Abi's 2 and 4. Phew. Fish. Yeah, so not looking good. This is where the leaderboard's going to be until we have our next meeting, right? Kirishima 3 and 3. We know he's in trouble with that. Right? That's not good for him. He's got to up that. He's got to find a way to squeeze an extra win in, and he's not looking like he's something's wrong. Where even having a good Tachiai, he doesn't have a plan. He doesn't have the moves that he was making before. I don't know what's causing that. And given that last shot we saw of him kind of giving the elbow a little, shoulder a little flap,
Right.
if that really is a problem that's bugging him, he's not going to do it. In fact, he may not even get Kachikoshi. He may go back into that tank we saw him in the last 2 tournaments where he just can't buy a win because everyone sees what it is, and he's lost his best attack. So I worry about that.
Yeah. Yep.
Kotozakura at 4 and 2. It's a great place for him. Hoshoryu 4 and 2. That's about what we expect from him, right? We look at him. He's usually 10 or 11 wins each tournament. 4 and 2 is about the right pace for that. It's just that no one else. God, it's killing me. We got all these people with so much promise, and no one's there yet where they can reliably only suffer 1 or fewer losses in week 1. And then things get tougher in week 2.
Yeah.
It's not to say that they can't. Like, any one of these top guys could just get hot in week 2 and beat all of the other of them. But, as we were saying before, when they're fighting each other, one of them winning means the other one is losing. So, although one of our Ozeki could rise up and be the cream of the crop and be the one that's pushing Terunofuji, if once presumably he's going to lose somewhere along the line. But once they start fighting each other, that means only one of them can do that because the other one's going to fall back.
Right. Right.
So yeah, lots of weird stuff. Shall we look at our bouts of the day?
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah. Believe me, it's been very difficult not to skip ahead just because I'm,
All
the bouts of
right,
the
so
day
let's
are
go
my
back to
favorite.
day four. Day
Oh, it's
four
day
at
4,
7 minutes
right? Yeah.
and 30 seconds.
1 second. Please hold.
Please hold.
There we
And we're
go.
going to get
And
Ura and Atami Fuji.
hitting that day 4 link. And we're going to 7:30.
7 minutes and 30 seconds.
All right.
All right, ready?
Yes.
Hit it. Ura and Atami Fuji. Ura ducks down, gets in deep. Atami Fuji clamps down on his elbows. Ura just wriggles free and pulls Atami Fuji onto his face.
Yeah, he does. Yep. Look at him. Yeah, he's like, all right.
You go back and look at Tommy Fuji's face as he stands up too. He's just like, oh,
Kind of
yeah,
dirt. Yeah, he's
really.
covered in dirt and salt and yeah.
He's just looking there, proud of himself.
He does have kind of a childlike wonder about him.
Yeah, no, it's good because Atami Fuji, they got in there. Uda got in deep, and Atami Fuji kind of got what he wanted. He's clamping down on him, but Uda has reached in and is holding both hands. I think it's probably both hands on Atami Fuji's Mawashi. And so what he's waiting to do, what he's trying to do is get that wriggle free so he can pull backwards. And yeah.
Some tricky maneuvers. Yeah. Oh, it just sent him right to the ground.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go over to day 5.
Hey, so real quick, just before we do that,
yes?
the Gyoji for that match?
Yes.
Turkish Delight.
I'll take your word for it.
Or Divinity, like that's a candy that my grandmother used to make around Christmas time. Yeah.
All right.
I'm hungry, I think.
I didn't have dinner before we started, so
I didn't either. Yeah.
All right, so we're going to go to day 5, and 5 minutes and 40 seconds is the time we're looking for here.
Day 5, and Kimbozan and Oho.
Kimbozan and Oho.
Okay. Ready?
Ready? Go.
Younger Yoji than I'm used to seeing. Oh.
Now watch it. I don't know if you're watching all the way to the end. Kimbozan stares him down, gives him a dirty look. Gives him another dirty look. You watch it on the replay. So it's good start. Oho comes in with a Nodawat, but Kimbozan escapes, and then they're boom, bang, head to head, bang, head to head again.
Yeah.
Bang, head to head one more time. And then Kimbozan accidentally steps out trying to get away.
Yeah, that's.
Go back and look at it again. At the real speed. Look at the end of the match. Oh wow! I hadn't noticed how one of those headbutts, Kimbozan gets a little wobbly legged.
Right.
Right. He gets it, and he's like,
ring his bell, yeah.
Yeah, and then he steps out accidentally, and Oho gives him a dirty look.
Yeah,
as he's walking away. And then Kimbozan stares at his back and says, what are you giving me a dirty look for? Oho turns around, and Kimbozan gives him the stink eye here, and he doesn't bow.
Wow.
No one else I've seen mention that. I caught it when I was watching the replay with the headbutts.
It's subtle, but it's definitely not.
They're supposed to get to that level, and they square off, and they're supposed to bow. And Kimbozan did not bow.
No.
So,
interesting.
Yeah. So we'll see if that doesn't turn into something that we gets revisited in Basho after Basho. Although we're not always going to be watching their matches unless they both take their game up a bit.
Yeah.
I'll be watching for it. I'll report back.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, if this rivalry continues to
All right.
escalate.
And then on day 6, oh man, day 6, 3 minutes and 20 seconds, so very early.
Day 6. Let me get my day 6 tab, and we say 3:20. Okay.
Or a little earlier, because we've
Okay.
got Hokuto Fuji and Nishiki Fuji.
Okay.
And hit it anytime you want.
Got it.
Hokuto Fuji drives forward. Nishiki Fuji gets out of the way.
Oh, a little side
Lock it up.
step.
Drives him backwards.
Oh,
Back
wow.
to the center of the ring again. And then an arm clamp, shoulder block. Down he
Oh,
goes.
that can't have felt good. That's the sumo we like to see.
Yeah.
He said.
Well, it's really, back and forth.
Couple Uno reversey cards were played there.
Hokuto Fuji had a rough start to this tournament. Now he's gotten back to 3-3. Kind of like we were looking at Onosato. Right? He's fought his way back to even.
Got you.
We go, arm lock, get down. Oof.
Ow,
and then he lands on. That's the worst part is he lands on that shoulder too.
Yeah, that looked painful. Like, meet the floor with your face and then
end up twisting. Yeah,
I'm
literally
twist your arm off your body. Yeah.
Yeah, but if we go back and watch this one more time, see, they start off and it's just so back and forth.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Reverse.
Each one had the other at the edge once, and then they're back into the center of the ring, and then the arm lock decides it. He really did just mush his face into the
He did, yeah.
Moosh. And rotate your shoulder for
and crack. Yep.
Yeah.
That would put me out if someone, oh god, I've watched it like 6 times now. I can't stop. Yeah, that just looked. That's not a position I'd like to be in. Yeah.
All right, so that's where things are at. We are back here looking at the the strip of our standings again.
Yeah.
This is where things are going into the middle weekend. And Terunofuji's got his 2 match buffer, which is really good. If he can stay undefeated, if he can go 8-0 and finish the middle weekend, I think that a lot. How many guys here 4-2? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13 of them.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be at least half of them are going to have another loss over the middle weekend. Maybe 2/3 of them. And so if he can get into the start of the second week where he's at 6-0 or he's at 8-0, he's got 4 opponents behind him at 6-2. And they're going to start fighting each other, which means they're going to start dropping too. He's in such a strong position.
Yeah.
Stay healthy. He could get that 10th U show. I mean, there's a lot of sumo left. Right? There's 9 days left, so it's not time to start counting your yakitoris yet
before they right.
It's poised for that, right? If he can have a good solid weekend and win both of his next 2 matches, by the time we meet again on Tuesday to talk about this, he could be in a position where we're saying, well, unless something happens, he's going to win. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Right? Again, the thing is that if he can get to the middle of next week, the advantage besides the advantage of being the Yokozuna and being as good as he is. The advantage he will have is that even the guys who are going to beat him are going to be beating each other at the same time, like we were just talking about a little earlier. And so they're going to be, even if he loses one step on his rung, they're going to be losing rungs below him. They're going to be falling away from him at the same time that he may be falling back towards them. It will very quickly get down to at most one or two people who can remain competitive with him.
Right.
But again, that is presuming that he has a strong next 4 days. If he winds up, when we come back again, it'll be after day 10, right? If he finishes 9-1, when we at the end of the next thing, we'll be at we'll be at a spot where I'm beginning to say, wow, as long as he doesn't hurt himself, he's got this tournament.
Yeah,
he's going to win this tournament.
All right. So,
all right,
too early to call.
Yes, definitely.
But, yeah.
So, what I want to do now is to unshare this thing.
Yes.
Because there's a thing you want to see.
Yes, there is. There certainly is.
I want to share this thing. Okay, it's ready now.
Where did you put it?
It's the same place.
Okay, gotcha. Just an update on that.
All right, so here we go. Our best. Now, remember last time there was 15-0 was the best you could possibly be. This time, it's 22. 22 wins is the most you could get. And it's if you had Terano Fuji and Daisho. I don't think anyone had Daisho.
I don't remember anyone picking
Daisho. Tobizaru or Shonan Naomi.
Oh.
And they're here in the middle, Magashira. We got a lot of people you could have. Takanosho or Koto Shoho or Oshoma or Tamawashi or Shodai. Shodai is among your best picks here.
Wait a minute, that's funny. We do know somebody who picked a Shodai.
We know someone who picked Shodai. We mocked him for it.
We did. We mocked him. We did, yeah.
In the lower Magashira, it's Chura Naomi and Wakataka Kage.
Okay.
Because, as we know, in the lower, I had Asanoyama, who's now out. All right, so what do we got here? Well, I'll tell you what. We have, you know what? I'm just going to reveal the whole thing all at once rather than
do it.
Because you are going to love what we got here. It's totally exciting. You ready?
Yes.
Here we go.
Jeez Louise.
1 point. 1 point. All right, so I am the leader right now. And the reason is, you see where we're going to the losses column? I only have 12 losses. So that's fine for me now. But I am getting no more wins out of Asanoyama. So that's not going to help me in the long run. I'm going to be dropping down. I'm enjoying this right now because I know it's someone else's game after today.
Right. But look at Marvelous. Marvelous jumped up.
Yes. So, Marvelous, and that Shodai did it for him, right? Here we go. Baseball Berry here got a Terano Fuji. That's a big. Everyone else is 4-2, even that top division level.
Yeah.
Sanyaku, almost everyone's 3-3. Except for you had Abi. Abi's letting you down there.
Abi,
if Abi had been 3-3, you'd have been tied with us too at 17.
Yeah. But still 1 point away. I mean, that's, I mean, that's a testament to our picking skills for sure. Yeah.
Here we go. In the upper Magashira, Tobizaru and Shonan. No, again, I'll go back to the Sanyaku level. Daisho is the best, and no one chose him.
Yeah.
Wakamoto Haru, Mitakeumi, Wakamoto Haru, Atami Fuji is not doing good for Tommy Fuji. If he pulls that around, that's going to be good for you. Middle Magashira, Oshoma, so many people.
Yeah, and Shodai, I mean,
Shodai, turned it around. He started off mopey. Oh, ooh. But
Right.
his matches haven't been exciting enough to show. Maybe Shodai will get some screen time.
Hmm?
Probably not, but maybe. Uh,
Yeah.
and then in the lower divisions, we've got Wakataka Kage and Churanomi both had been chosen. And there I am with Asanoyama, who is now dead weight.
Yeah.
So yes, that's where things stand in the fantasy Oyakata. I think this is great. Like our end of week one, where 1 point separates everyone.
Right. Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah, and I
Now
know
you
how
see
you're
why I
saying that.
texted you that clickbait thing.
What was that?
Now you see why I texted you that
Yes. Yeah.
clickbait.
No. That was a masterful decision because just looking at that is that's something. Well, I'm happy about this because it still means that I've got some room to, you
Oh
know,
yeah, you are in it. You're
yeah,
in it with particularly if the Tommy Fuji just goes a little better. You've got Wakataka Kage.
yeah,
He's we've said at the beginning of the tournament, Asanoyama and Wakataka Kage were the two better choices. You made the better of the two.
yeah.
Um,
And I wish I could say it was all about skill and
it's all about
it's
all
like
about my
throwing
guy tearing his ACL, but
right.
it's
Yeah.
that's sumo. That's how it goes.
Just like throwing darts at a sumo ring. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Koto Shoho's a pretty strong bet there in the middle. Tommy Fuji needs to turn it around for
Yeah.
himself, not just for you.
Right.
You
Yeah.
and
Yeah. But also for me. Come on, bud.
for you too.
Come on, buddy.
But look at Tobizaru that you kept thinking maybe you should pick him.
I know.
You know, right there, if you had Tobizaru, you would be the leader.
Yeah.
You would have 18
Jeez.
points.
I really agonized over that. I'm I'm a fan. He's my favorite, and I didn't pick him. Sorry,
All right. Well, there you
Tobizaru. I did.
go.
Yeah.
That's what we got.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's So I think it's good sumo. The bouts were very interesting.
Yep.
But I also feel your pain. And here's what I realized too: that my sumo will always be influenced by you. Like I mean,
Yeah.
I'll be like, but that's not, that's an interesting match, but it's not,
Well, yeah.
Uh,
I stand on the shoulders of giants. So happy to help you up to stand with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, I will just say I will be a finer connoisseur of the sumo because of your exacting standards.
Right. But you see, I mean, it's interesting to me to see see this every time I introduce someone to it. I
Yeah.
guess, and that's my influence is to get them past the Western look at it, right? Where it's just a a sport. Anything that is legal is okay. No, Hank is just the reason we don't. It's
Yeah, yeah.
beautiful. We don't like it.
Yeah, yeah.
It makes us
And
mad. We're not saying that they can't do it, but it makes us mad.
it also seems
Makes
to
us think
me,
less of that person.
yeah, it seems I don't know what to say, like artful
Yeah,
almost to not make it something that is, patently illegal,
right. It's not.
because it's about personal responsibility and taking,
It's a weird thing to say about a combat sport, which is totally based on where success or failure is totally based on wins, how many
yeah,
wins you get versus how many losses. But it's not a zero sum game.
yeah.
I mean,
It's
everything
interesting.
about it makes it seem like it is, but
Right,
it's not.
right. Fascinating nonetheless, and very interesting to do a little, to think back on, some of our first shows
Yeah.
and how had no clue what we were doing and what we were watching. And I definitely have more of an eye for it. Now I got to get to the point where I memorize their names. That's the thing.
Troy, you you got it at a point where you pronounce all their names right. Then you can
Baby
memorize them.
steps. Baby steps. Baby steps. But yeah. Feel like I'm getting there.
You are. You
yeah.
are.
And that's why we do the thing. Folks are listening, and that's why I love what we do, because it's it's for the new, it's for the old, it's for the
Yeah.
the middle, and everybody
Whether
else. So yeah.
whether you've been steeped in sumo lore since the Heisei era, like me, Stan.
Right. That's right. Okay. Well, shall I
You want to drag those drums out?
these big
Oh,
old
so before you hit
drums?
the drums, let us
Yes.
say that we will be back on Tuesday,
Tuesday, yes.
the 23rd, and we will be covering days for 7 through 10.
7 through
And
10.
let's say because of this new way we're doing it, the show is running a little longer than it used to. We're right at 2 hours, and we got a little bit of a late start, but
Yeah.
we're right at 2 hours now. I think we should all be prepared that the next show is going to be longer because we got an extra day thrown in there.
Now
I'm
listen,
try to trim down what I'm showing, but we got a lot of people in the mix.
That's right. A lot of people in the mix, and a lot of interesting things to comment on. And so let us know, friends. You can let us know on Facebook over at the Sumo Show, and or respond to this on our new YouTube channel, Sumo Show. So
Please,
head on over there. Make sure you're.
Let's just say, please go over to the YouTube channel, and if you're a YouTube user, subscribe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Give us a like. Maybe even share it with another sumo friend.
Yeah.
But I find myself in this layout, or in this configuration, how we're kind of playing around with it, more engaged than I was prior. But I'm not watching it. You know what I mean? I'm doing it. So
right.
I'm really curious to hear what folks think about this format. Is it is it really just about Stan and I and our witty banter? It could be. Let us know. Yeah, indeed. All right, shall I?
Witty.
So witty. That's right. My bon mot. Yeah.
All right. Yes.
All right.
Whenever you are ready, my friend.
Let me do this.
You have been listening to The Sumo Show, a live weekly podcast about the art and sport of sumo. Your hosts tonight have been Stan Brown and Troy Hewitt. Production by Troy Hewitt. Sumoliering by Stan Brown. And Initial Charge by Tachi I Troy. So until Tuesday of next week, we say to you,